The 109th U.S. Open begins this Thursday at Bethpage Black in Farmingdale, New York. Tiger Woods looks to recreate the magic of last year when he won, despite being hurt. Organizers of the event also hoping for some magic as golf has not been spared in the recession. Bloomberg's Vera Gibbons is on the scene. She has a special guest with her. Vera.
Deirdre, we are live from Bethpage Black, and I'm here with Pete Bevacqua from the U.S.G.A. talking all things golf.
Hi, Vera.
Now, this is a huge event for you. It has been historically, but you're saying there's going to be a drop-off this year. What are your expectations for the week?
Well, it's still a very large Open. And whenever we come to Bethpage State Park, this is the second time. We were here in 2002. The size of the Open varies pretty greatly from year to year, and Bethpage is one of our largest venues. So we've seen definitely a drop-off with the corporate hospitality participation rate, as have all golf events around the country, but we'll still have a very strong U.S. Open from a financial perspective.
Well, last year was $50 million in profits for you. What's expected this year?
Well, roughly. We don't ever get into exact numbers, but I would say we'll be on par with last year. Maybe a little bit down.
Down a little bit. So corporate sponsorships are down about 20%. A lot of the major banks, of course, are not here. Some of the smaller regional players are not here. You do still have Lexus. You've got Royal Bank of Scotland. You've got Amex. You've got some other ones. But overall, it's down. So how are you dealing with that as an organization?
Well, one of the things we did in response to that is we realized because we're not going to sell as many corporate hospitality tents as we would, so let's say in 2002 or last year.
2002 was a good year. So how many tents that year versus,
we sold
say,
roughly in the high 70s. This year we're down, as you said, about 15 to 20%. But what it has enabled us to do is put more tickets on the market. Because we have extra space now, because we're not building as many tents, we're able to invite more of the general public out here to Bethpage. So that's been making a little bit of a positive out of that situation.
And are there still tickets available now for people?
We actually sold out on Sunday. There are some practice round tickets available for today and tomorrow, but the championship round tickets are sold out for the 23rd straight year in a row.
Okay, let's talk about corporate spending in excess, because that's really given the game of golf a really bad name. You think of Stanford Financial, they were going to spend $15 million on golf sponsorships this year. Obviously, they have their share of problems. What are you doing to sort of revamp the image of golf?
Well, the golf world has really come together. I mean, the U.S.G.A., we have a great relationship with the PGA Tour and the PGA of America and the LPGA, and we're just trying to educate people on all of the great work that golf does. Sure, we use corporate hospitality money, and that funds much of what we're able to do, but the money that golf gives back to the local communities,
to the charities,
I mean, the economic impact of the Open is pretty severe. We've never done our own study, but studies that have been done, for instance, last year, the University of California at San Diego did a study that said that the 2008 U.S. Open brought $140 million into the local environment. So golf does a lot of good, and we certainly have been the poster boy for corporate excess, particularly in the beginning of 2009. But I think we're starting to break through and dispel that myth that golf is
$75 million industry. It creates about 2 million jobs.
75 billion.
Billion with B, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, you've got to sort of get that message across to the administration and.
Absolutely. Yeah, we do a lot of good work, and it's important for people to understand that.
What about the whole living large, corporate excess, and all that stuff? I mean, are those days totally gone in terms of hospitality, in terms of sponsorships? I mean, where do you see sponsorships going in 2010, 2011, and beyond?
Well, I think what we have to do at the U.S.G.A. and throughout golf is really try to determine and almost predict what hospitality will look like coming out of this.
It'll look a lot different, I would imagine.
I think it'll be smaller. I think we'll have a need for greater flexibility. I think anonymity will be a bit of a premium, but we have to figure that out. I think the day of selling 75, 80 hospitality tents in kind of a cookie-cutter mold, I think those days are probably over.
Back to the pre-Tiger Woods days?
Well, I think golf is healthy, and golf will continue to be healthy, but we just have to adapt like the rest of the world, like the rest of the sports world. You can't always use the same model. Times have changed, the economy has changed, and we have to respond to that in an intelligent fashion.
Pete Bevacqua, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Great. Deirdre, I'll send it back to you, and we'll be back in about an hour.
All right, Vera, thanks very much. Bloomberg's Vera Gibbons.